In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 3 reasons your back pain returns, especially after activity or exercise. I'm Amanda Harris with Re-Kinect, where we help you get past your limitations so you can return to the activities that really move you even after injury or surgery. If you've been grappling with lower back pain, you've probably had some thoughts enter your mind like, I wonder if this is my age catching up to me. Or maybe you thought, I wonder if I'm becoming one of those people who has a bad back. Or maybe you already think of yourself as someone who has a bad back. Well, I want to have you put all those reasons aside, put them out of your mind, and let me tell you the truth about why your back pain returns with activity and what you can do to solve it. All right, let's get down to it. Reason number one. Reason number one is that your structure has changed. And what I mean by that is the discs that are in between each vertebrae in your lower back. So the discs are the little cushiony substance that is made of cartilage but has a little gelatinous center. Those discs have shrunken in height a little bit. Now, this is normal. Totally normal part of the aging process, but don't think of it as being something that happens to you when you get old, because it starts when you're around age 35. And if you've had a disc injury like a bulging disc or a herniated disc, then you've accelerated that process, all right? So your disc height has diminished either because of normal wear and tear or because of an injury. And when that happens, it creates a little more play in the system. So your alignment of your spine is not as pristine as it once was, say when you were a kid. All right, so that little extra play is what we call instability. And when you have an instability, it's very normal for one or more muscles, especially back muscles, to kind of clench and try to brace that area. So you may be experiencing a little bit of pain, a little bit of back pain that feels like muscular pain because you got something that's trying to brace that area. Now, it can get to be a little bit more involved if you've got a disc or disc material that's actually pushing on a nerve and creating some pain down your buttock or down your leg. But often the first sign of instability is something that feels like it's gripping in your back. And often that gets exacerbated with activity. So the second reason why back pain returns with activity is that you're not moving very well. And what I mean by that is you've probably got some stiff places. I mean, we all have some stiff places, right? But there are specific places in your body where you need to be able to move freely to prevent substituting by moving through that little unstable spot in your lower back that I mentioned in reason number one. So especially the upper back, the thoracic spine, the hips, and the ankles need to be relatively mobile. They need to be relatively free to move if you want to prevent substituting by moving through your back. So you may be playing your sport, working out at the gym, or even just cleaning your house vigorously and using that unstable spot in your back to make up for stiffness somewhere else. All right, that's reason number 2, and that definitely will make you very sore with activity. Reason number 3 is you're compensating. And what I mean by that is that we know that with back pain, your body will often respond by deactivating or unplugging the muscles that are meant to stabilize or control unwanted or unnecessary motion of your spine, and compensate by ordering some of your outer movement-based muscles to brace or even cast you. This is the reason a lot of people feel like they're so stiff in their backs, because they're actually experiencing this bracing of some of those movement-based muscles. Now, the ones that are most common, you could probably recognize, they're your outer abdominals, your lower back muscles, and then often your thigh muscles like your quadriceps and your hamstrings, even your hip flexors, get involved in this bracing strategy. Now, the problem is that those are the same muscles that tend to get worked out when you're working out at the gym, right? Or when you're playing your sport. Whatever you're doing, you're probably using one or more of those muscles I just mentioned, and that can really create a lot of fatigue. Now, the problem here is if those muscles have been bracing you 24/7, 7, then they're already tired. And so you're setting yourself up here for more muscle soreness at the very least, or back pain at the worst, because when those muscles fail, you've opened yourself up to being vulnerable in your lower back again. And again, you can move too much in that little unstable segment and create more pain. All right, now chances are that you're experiencing on some level a little bit of all three of these reasons, right? And if this is starting to resonate, if you're thinking, gosh, yeah, this sounds a lot like me, then go ahead and click that like button for me. But also, I want to invite you to my free live webinar that I'll be delivering at the end of August. And the link to save your seat is in the description below. So make sure you click on that link after you've listened to the rest of the video, because I know you are curious about what can be done about these three things that are driving your back pain, right? So let's get back to that. So what you're going to do to resolve, at least manage, but ultimately resolve this problem is threefold. You getting that? I like the number 3, right? All right, the first thing we got to do is get your stiff places moving better. If you move better in those stiff places, especially the ones that I mentioned earlier, your upper back, your hips, and your ankles, then you are less likely to move unnecessarily in that unstable segment, or that place where you got a little extra play in your back. The second thing we need to do is retrain those deep stabilizers, those muscles that are closest to your spine, so they can do their job of controlling unwanted motion there. And then the third thing we got to do is retrain the muscles around the pelvis, especially the buttocks, the glute muscles, so that they can do their job of holding up the weight of your trunk on top of your legs, so that your back muscles don't have to be doing that too. All right, now hopefully that makes sense to you. That's our 3-part strategy. I'm going to go a lot more into detail about that in the webinar that I'm going to be giving free and live at the end of August. So make sure that you go to the link in the description and save your seat. That's all I've got for you today. So until next time, keep moving and be well.